leaders, dreamers, changemakers, welcome to the Vibrant Living Podcast. Here, limitations shatter and potential explodes into a kaleidoscope of possibility. At the helm, Donna Tashjian, life mastery coach and founder of Vibrant Living International, weaves godly wisdom and Christian perspective into every step, empowering you to discover your purpose and light up your world. Here is your host, Donna.
Well, hello, my friends. This is Donna. Welcome to another amazing episode of the Vibrant Living Podcast. And today we have another amazing guest in this bonus episode. Regina is with us all the way from California, and I am in Michigan, and it is cold here today, but it is warming up. Spring is on the way. So, Regina, tell us a little bit about yourself, and where do you live in California?
I live in San Diego, California, and I'm a beauty professional who grew up in lots of trauma, and that took me down a path of more trauma. I eventually met a narcissist, unbeknownst to me, and married him and struggled through 23 years of marriage.
Oh my.
Since my divorce, I have created a divorce blog with a private community, conquered a lifelong fear of public speaking to become a keynote and international speaker. And last year, I became a published author. I also sit on the executive board of a domestic violence organization confronting domestic violence.
It's much more rampant than we want to give it credit for.
Yes, it is.
And it's sad, but learning to be able to be brave enough. I love that you say you conquered your fear to speak, because I know you had to hear all those words of who do you think you are, and those kind of whatever was going around in your head that had been said that was not who you really are. Had to be happening for you to conquer that fear and begin to do all the things that God's called you to do.
Absolutely. I definitely came into adulthood with a lot of insecurities and realizing that the work that I was doing was going to require me to conquer, a lot of that negative self-talk. And so through journaling, and I'm grateful to God to have, gotten past that so that I can be help to others.
Yes. What's the name of your book?
Lessons on the Way to OneSome.
So tell me what that means.
OneSome. OneSome, I'll grab it and I'll read the definition, because as I was writing my book consultant challenged me to define OneSome since I'd come up with that title. OneSome, a noun. The journey back to oneself, a destination that one arrives at once one has been freed from the confines of life and has made the necessary transformations. OneSome is not a feeling of loneliness, but rather a feeling of being home within oneself.
Oh, I love that. That's a great description. So what are some of the lessons that you've learned along the way?
Well, I learned about grace.
Ooh.
I learned about grace, and that you have to give grace to yourself in order to give it to others. And I learned about forgiveness, and that forgiveness isn't just sometimes a one-time deal, something you give out forgiveness for someone. Because if you've ever suffered trauma or gone through something, you're constantly triggered. And so those thoughts keep coming, and you'll find that you have to forgive over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I've learned that where we are today is because of lots of things in our past, and it's all intertwined, interconnected. And sometimes the best way to find yourself or get back to yourself is to unpack the things in the back of the closet.
Mm. Yeah, that we hide in that storage room.
Right. And I had lots of those things. And this book was a great opportunity for me to let it all out.
Mhm.
So I feel completely free now, completely free. And I love that. I talk about, because this is my journey of healing and self-discovery through divorce. So I talk about family members and things that I went through and things that I um, went through with my friendships, because divorce can be like a tornado in your life. It shakes everything up. And then you have to just, once it goes through, you have to see what's left over of
Yep.
your life and how you plan to proceed. And so there were some things that had to go, some things that were able to stay, but the things that left made room for the
Mhm.
incredible things that I have in my life now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are not quite sure how that's going to look as it's happening and what will be left and what will remain and what relationships are, especially in any divorce, but especially in narcissistic divorce, is like there is so much things that happen that no one seems to understand, and sometimes people misunderstand
Mhm.
your motives. I don't know if you
Yeah.
experienced that, but my daughter did in her divorce that was with it. And because, the other partner makes everything look rosy.
Yes. And that's the one,
Yeah.
probably one of the most difficult things about divorcing a narcissist is that they have dual personality. They
Hmm.
have a public persona and a private persona. And the one that you are aware of, their private persona, is very, very scary and different from the public persona. So it then traps you in this marriage because you can't reconcile what's happening. I see one thing, everyone else sees an amazing, great person. So it makes it such a challenge to even open up and share with
Right.
someone, because the minute you start to tell someone, they're looking at you like you're crazy because they absolutely adore your spouse. And so it becomes a huge trap.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you lose a lot of people in that because they're unable to hear you when they
Hmm.
compare it to what they have known for so long. But
Yep.
I learned to let the chips fall where they would, because I knew that there was a much better life for me. And I also knew that certain people and situations couldn't come along for the new journey.
Yeah, definitely. But it is hard in that middle place to reconcile all of that and to figure it out, to be bold enough to say, it's like, well, God's got something better for me on the
Right.
other side of that. But man, it doesn't feel like it. It feels very shaky in
It
the middle
does.
of it all. I have another person that I know that was going through it, and I had coached her. And she's telling me all of this. She began to unfold what was going on, and I was the one going, "What?" Not that I didn't believe her, but I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And we've continued our relationship, but there was a whole lot of people that she had to let go of as well, and figure out and make it okay that
Yeah.
that was the case. And in being triggered, like you're saying, and all these crazy little things that no one else, like, you think you're losing your mind in all
Yeah.
of that.
And
So,
in some ways you do. In some ways you do lose your mind because it's such a really, really like sticky web
and subtle.
that you're trapped in.
Yep.
And no one understands. I liken it to, if you've ever been to, in the book I talk about, if you've ever been to the beach where there are like large rocks and you're trying to walk on these rocks, and you're very unstable walking on these rocks, which is like your relationship with this person. And so you can't even see the whole picture because you're constantly trying to land your foot in the right place and not fall.
Yeah.
And you're constantly falling, you're getting up, you're just very, very unstable. And so,
But God's faithful.
yes, yes, he is.
Even when
Yes,
you
he
feel that way,
is.
he's still got our hand. And and it is amazing. And I am so sorry you lived through that, but it is on the other side of the coin. It's amazing to see how God can turn our beauty from our ashes into something beautiful, and you being able to help. And it is unfortunately that the people listening, there are tons and thousands of people who do understand, who
Yes,
totally understand what you're
yes.
going through, because we're
It's
finally
like a
shining some light
sisterhood.
on it.
Mhm.
So now that you're on the other side, what are some things that are going on in your world? What are you excited about?
Oh my gosh. So I love to travel. We never really traveled. But now I'm traveling. I'm taking my kids on trips out of the country, and it's just so amazing to have that time and to see how they're taking in the world as we're traveling. Um, I am Like I said, I have a divorce blog with a private community. I love working with people in there. I love the work that I do. I love the writers that I have that also write for the
Mhm.
blog. We're all divorced, write on various topics. I love going out and speaking, um, and sharing my story. And it isn't just a divorce story that I share
Right.
because I have a beauty and background. I have a background in beauty. I also, last year, I had the opportunity to speak at a beauty school
Mm.
and just encourage the students with my story within the industry and things that I have done and accomplished. So that's always fun. I love the process of writing my book, being able to release so many things and to share my story with the world, and then to hear how different people, men and women, are being impacted by my story is awesome.
Mhm.
I
All of those,
love, yes,
all of those things are beautiful, and and what seemed like not that long ago totally impossible, and
right.
yet here you are. So you are such a story of hope, that
Thank you.
there is beauty on the other side of being so shaky with that tornado that was going through your life, but getting on the other side, and that you're free. It's just
Yes.
such a beautiful thing. So if someone wants to learn about your blog and perhaps read it, how would they find it?
They could go to Alamonia, ALIMONIA, life, LIFE.com.
Okay. We'll put that link in the show notes for people to be able to grab and go and read and have some subscription to that if they would if they're looking for some kind of resource to help them through and navigate that. So that would be great. And if other ways people wanted to get in touch with you, or do you have any resources available?
Yes, my book is available on the website, and I am also on Facebook, Lessons on the Way to OneSome, and on Instagram, it's OneSome Book.
Okay. We'll put those links as well in the show notes too. And I understand that you would like to give away one book today. So how would people get that?
So, yes, I'd love to give away a copy of Lessons on the Way to OneSome to the first person who contacts Donna, and I will ship that out to you. I will sign it, and I will send you some swag as well.
Oh, that's awesome. So the first person to either comment and tag me in it or send me an email wherever you find this podcast episode, the first person, the rest of you can go to her website and grab a copy as well. So that share it with someone. Unfortunately, there are so many people who need this kind of resource to help them navigate the storm so that they can get to peace and joy. So, Regina, thank you for all that you're doing. And thank you for sharing your story and being a bright light, that there's hope on the other side of all of this. And I'm just so thankful that you're here.
Thank you so much for having me on and sharing your platform.
You are welcome. Until we talk again soon. Regina's story is amazing, and it is so full of hope. And God is a God of restoration. So check out her website, check out her blog, and see how they can benefit you, or share this with someone that you love. And in my gift for you today, I would love to give you my downloadable PDF called Renew, Recharge, and Thrive. It has 5 steps to impact and energize and create a life of vibrant living, as well as I am here to have a conversation with you if you need someone to talk to and find out some resources to help you on your journey as well. So until I am back with you again, blessings, and share this with someone that you love. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Leaders, dreamers, changemakers, welcome to the Vibrant Living Podcast. Here, limitations shatter and potential explodes into a kaleidoscope of possibility. At the helm, Donna Tashjian, life mastery coach and founder of Vibrant Living International, weaves godly wisdom and Christian perspective into every step, empowering you to discover your purpose and light up your world. Here is your host, Donna.